Thrill, adrenaline, victory. That's what sports betting apps are selling you, right? The promise of turning your love for the game into cold, hard cash. Easy money while you sit on your couch with a beer in one hand and your phone in the other. Sounds perfect, doesn't it? But here's the thing they're not telling you. For every guy who hits it big on a miracle parlay, there are 1,000 others who just donated their paycheck to the sportsbook's CEO's next yacht.
It's a common misconception that the way you beat sports betting is to merely pick more winners than losers. What if I told you that most sharp sports bettors don't work that way?
Over $220 billion is wagered on sports betting every year. And here's the kicker. Only about 3% of bettors actually end up profitable by the year's end. 3%. That's roughly the same odds as flipping a coin 10 times and landing heads every single time. Most of those winners don't even walk away with enough profit to cover their Uber Eats delivery habit. But maybe you're thinking, not me. I've done my research. I've got a strategy. Well, guess what? The pros, the guys who've spent years perfecting algorithms and poring over data, even they barely scrape by. The sportsbook doesn't survive because it loses. It survives because you lose. Sports betting apps aren't here to make you rich. They're here to make themselves rich.
It's just a scam. The fact that nobody can win, we only want losing customers. That's it. It was just fucked. And they know what advertising works, what algorithm works. They know how to maximize their profit, which is to get people to lose more and more. It is just rotten to the core.
Last year, sports betting apps brought in over $93 billion in revenue. That's not a typo. Billion, with a B. While they're popping champagne bottles, what are you left with? Debt, frustration, and the lingering hope. Maybe next time. It's like a bad relationship. They lure you in with promises of excitement and glory. Small wins here and there, just enough to keep you hooked.
You have the power to create your perfect parlay any way you want. Then you're gonna love One Game Parlay from BetMGM.
You won $20,000. Congratulations, man.
And same game parlays on FanDuel are the best way to bet on your favorite players.
But spoiler alert, the house always wins. Always.
Sportsbooks exist to take your money, but the methods of how they go about doing that range from simple math to devious psychological tricks.
So why do we keep coming back? Because it's not about the money. Well, not just about the money. It's about the rush, the highs of a last-minute score, the belief that this time will be different, the fantasy of turning pocket change into a fortune. They've built an industry on exploiting that, on turning your passion for the game against you. Sports betting apps promise to level the playing field, but they didn't just rig the game, they are the game. And the sooner you wake up and realize that, the better chance you have to protect yourself before you fall victim. Stick around and I'll show you the truth behind the flashing lights, the seductive odds, and those big wins they sell you. Because in sports betting, the only guaranteed winner is the app. Stay tuned. It's time to level the playing field. It's not hard to see why sports betting apps rake in billions. They've weaponized everything. Your excitement for the game, your loyalty to your team, and heck, even that little dopamine rush you get each time you swipe your screen. But don't worry, they'll gladly sprinkle in a few small wins to keep you hooked. Call it the breadcrumb effect. The big win? That's the cheese in the mousetrap.
The thrill of victory.
The satisfaction of placing a bet and watching it hit big.
The exhilaration of an upset only you saw coming. With betting apps right on your phone, it's easier than ever to turn your passion for sports into cold, hard cash.
And with so many games to bet on, you almost can't lose.
This isn't a coincidence. These apps have gamified gambling to perfection. Every parlay, every in-game bet, designed not to make you rich, but to create an endless loop of interactions, pulling you back again and again.
Sports brand.
Algorithms and even artificial intelligence are used to make the apps very appealing, very sticky, very addicting.
I got friends that I would say are avid gamblers, you know what I mean? And I don't know why some of them are, because some of them I'm like, bro, you lose every time.
You have people who literally will gamble on their phones or on their computers 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. People just press the button all day long. And we've turned this into a nation of habitual gamblers.
The illusion of small wins. Here's how they trap you. The same game parlay. Look, it's a 25-cent bet that could win you $20,000. Sounds so easy, right? Just pick 5 things to happen in the game, completely unrelated to each other, and boom, you're the next sports betting mogul, except not. Apps love parlays because they offer ridiculously tiny probabilities while charging the juiciest vig. Odds of winning? 1 in 10,000 if you're lucky.
But they don't give you the money back, they give you a credit. So you can still take that a new $100 and bet it again. Right. Even if
so what they're giving you isn't money. What they're giving you is...
They definitely don't give you money.
They want to keep you in action.
Correct.
That's what the bonus bet is. It's not money. It's keeping you in action.
Correct. To keep you locked in.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's a setup.
But wait, there's more. What about live betting? You're not limited to the game outcome. Oh no. Now you can bet on how many fouls Steph Curry gets, or if it'll rain by halftime. Who needs strategy? Just shoot your shot over and over, regardless of the mounting losses. You gotta love the self-awareness here. Exploiting human psychology. These apps don't just sit there waiting for you to open them. No, they come to you. Push notifications like, your parlay still has a chance, or odds boosted on tonight's big game. Spoiler alert, there's no such thing as boosted odds. They're math wizards who calculated how much more you're likely to lose after seeing that flashy promo. It's science, folks. And when you do win, oh, they make it a moment. Flashing confetti, a crowd cheering sound effect. It's practically Pavlovian. Your brain starts associating betting not with financial loss, but celebration. It's not gambling anymore. It's a party. How the house always wins. It all comes down to one number, the VIG. The app doesn't get paid by how you bet. It gets paid by the fact that you bet at all. That 5 to 10% cut off the losing side, that's their bread and butter. Millions of people bet, millions of people lose. Do the math. Oh, and don't forget, they aren't just guessing at the odds. Sportsbooks employ absurdly skilled statisticians and algorithmic scientists. Their job? Take every scrap of data, player injuries, weather reports, even fan betting trends, and use it to craft nearly flawless predictions. It's not about who wins the game. It's about you betting on it. But what happens if a bettor figures out the system? What if they start winning consistently? The answer? They'll throttle your account or even ban you completely. That's not a conspiracy theory. It's public industry practice. If you're turning a profit, congratulations. You've graduated from their platform. They love loser and hate winners, exposing the addiction cycle. And then there's the biggest part of their system, addiction.
Gambling addiction is not a failure of will. It is a brain disorder which is preyed upon by the gambling industry. Once you become addicted, it's very, very hard to stop because you've changed your brain. Addiction is a brain that has changed to become entrained to the desires of the gambling.
Modern sports betting apps aren't run-of-the-mill bookies. They operate at the intersection of gambling psychology and Silicon Valley-level gamification. Swiping and tapping mimic social media platforms like Instagram or Tinder, giving you endless stimulation. The constant refresh for new bets keeps your brain locked in a loop, chasing that dopamine rush.
What we see happening in the brain is activation in the part of the brain called the ventral striatum, which is otherwise known as the reward hub. And what we see is increased activation in that area, which produces feelings of joy, excitement, euphoria, and pleasure. As a person gambles more, that activation actually diminishes.
Studies show that people living near casinos are 90% more likely to develop gambling issues. Now imagine that casino is in your pocket, open 24/7. Sports betting companies know this. They count on it. The whales versus the rest. Did you know that over half of the profit from sports betting apps comes from just 2.6% of their users? These aren't people winning big. They're the ones losing massive sums of money and often spiraling into financial ruin. They're not big spenders, they're casualties. They're not casual fans. They're whales being harpooned, where the line is drawn. And here's the kicker. When addiction stats spike, when bankruptcy filings skyrocket, industry executives wag their fingers and say, hey, we're not responsible for individual choices. We offer responsible gambling tools. Yeah, the same tools no one knows exist until they've already lost it all. Even worse, many betting platforms actively target problem gamblers using data profiling, personalizing the types of bets you're most addicted to. They'll even offer bonuses to keep you on the app when you're trying to quit. It's predatory at best, destructive at worst. Why we can't look away, and yet here we are, caught in their web, even when we know it's rigged against us. Why? Because it's not just about profit. It's a story. It's the dream of hitting it big. It's the belief that if we just play smarter, we can outwit the system. And with every close loss, every almost parlay win, that fantasy gets harder to abandon. If you know you're being played, why keep playing? Maybe it's time to stop chasing the thrill and start asking how we can protect ourselves and others from a system designed to devour us. They say the house always wins, but in this game, the house is the game. You only win when you walk away. Think twice, bet responsibly, know your odds. Like and subscribe for more stuff happening in modern society.